Hello everyone, so this is an introduction to what I'm hoping to be a fairly short series that should quickly all come out, going into how to use the Homebrew tool system of DnDBeyond. As you can see, I have some experience making things, 40 pages. This video is purely just going to be an introduction, get you all used to what the series is going to be about, as well as get rid of the T&Cs. So obviously the most important T&C is there are guidelines that DnDBeyond has. Why are these important? What I'm going to show you how to do is how to create something. You then have a choice. You can either keep it private or you can publish it. If you keep it private, it will be available to use for you and players in your campaign. I'm assuming you're a DM doing this. If you publish it, it goes for everyone to see. There are rules if you wish to publish it. If you just want it for your own friendship group, you can ignore all of these rules. This can be very handy because if you are keeping it private, you can do things like take an object that's from a third-party material, for example, the Taldore campaign guide that Green Ronin put out, and you can take the magic items from that, recreate them in DnDBeyond for your campaign, but you cannot put them public. You can create old UA. If you own, for example, the player's handbook physically, and you don't want to buy it on DnDBeyond, you can recreate the subclasses, races, spells, everything in the PHB on DnDBeyond for your players to use using the homebrew tools, but you cannot publish it because that is an official work. So I am going to link this for those of you who are wanting to put out content for public homebrew. I just want to make people aware that to share it with your players, though, you do not need to publish it. I'll also be including some more generic guides that the DnDBeyond crew themselves have made in text form on the forum. So, for example, the next video we're going to do is on spells. So I'll be including their guides on how to do spells for you to take a further look at, and any other documents I find that are useful I will also link in the description down below. So yes, the first video is going to be spells. I'm generally putting out on Twitter a few polls for what do people want to see first. I'm going to try and do generic, so we'll do generic spell, generic subclass, etc, etc, etc. We will then get more specific as people comment and have questions of how do I do this very specific thing. One thing I will briefly show you now is one thing I find that is very helpful. With the exception of subclasses, all the other options presented in DnDBeyond you can copy. So for example, I can take, if I want to make a modified alchemical jug, I can take the alchemy jug, I can create the alchemy jug, I've made a copy, and I can modify it, I can change it as and how I please. And this option is available for everything except for subclasses. If you're wanting to see things that other people have made to add to your collection, the browse options are here in the collections tab. Okay then. So with that, we are going to end this video, and yeah, I will next see you for our next video on how to homebrew spells.